What's going on, Capital Extra? It's your boy Robert Bruce. You know what I do. Saturdays, 4 till 7 p.m. here for the Homegrown Show. And it's not often that the legends pass through, you know. I've got a very, very important guest with me now. Introducing the man himself, Jammer. Make some noise.
Well, go on.
What is happening? How are you?
I'm right. I'm good. Can't complain.
Yeah, what's going
I'm
on?
a walking meme right now.
It's all blowing up on the internet and whatnot.
It's all netty.
But you know what? I want to give the listeners a little bit of a background on you, right? Because when I was growing up, you and the guys, you and the man them, you had everything on smash. And you've really set the foundations for a lot of what we see is going on today. So take me back to the beginning of your career and just the start of when everything started happening.
There's two runs. Like, there's real life where I was like in the ends as a kid, just running around, just trying to make my name ring. Do you know what I mean? Like, before I made any music as such. And I was DJing, running up and down DJing. And then after like 3-4 years of doing that, building up my name in the ends and doing pirate radio sets, DJing, I wanted to push further and become a producer. And that's when I started working at Essential Direct, and I started to build my own studio, which then became the Dungeon, which is the basement that people might know from Lord of the Mics clashes like Wiley and Kano. And that's kind of where it started for me, like really, really like chasing my music dream was like when I set up the basement and built a studio in the basement.
Yeah, it makes sense. So you started off DJing and then you've gone into producing. So did the bars and lyrics come after, or was it all at one time?
Bars came way after. Like building, like I was mixing cement and like laying bricks way before the bars came. Do you know what I'm saying? My main thing was making a hub. So before I even learnt to make beats, like my mum and dad's house, that was like in the ends when no one had nowhere to go and they didn't really want to be on the street. That was where everyone would come, and I would mix and play tunes and we'd just chill. Do you know what I'm saying? And then that was naturally the chilling spot. When we got the studio, it was like, oh, now we can actually do something progressive while we're chilling. Even though we was mixing and writing lyrics, well, I wasn't writing lyrics, but D-Double will come around, like other MCs from the ends, G-double-E, certain MCs will come and write and just be around, do you know what I'm saying? So, and people talk about culture and like nowadays it's like culture this, culture that. And that was like, that's culture. Because it was, no one was thinking about it. It was actually living it, do you know what I mean? And then that's why everything, I think, was surrounding that era and like that place and like all the iconic moments was for the culture was then, because that's when people was really living that everyday breathing.
It was just your literally everyday life.
Every day.
As you would just go to your friend's house. It just happened that you lot were a mad creative bunch.
Yeah.
Telling your story, I guess.
Yeah.
Who were the sort of people that were coming through to the house?
Everyone was coming through to the house. It was like from Wiley, even before we met Kane, like Wiley, Sharky, Stormin, R.I.P. rest in peace Stormin as well. We lost him this week. Great legend. Like the whole Nasty Crew lot, most of the Roll Deep lot, Flow Dan, Tinchy Strider, Ears, even like Lady Dynamite, even down to like Lady Sovereign was coming to the basement, you know what I'm saying, when she wanted to get her buzz, you know what I'm saying? If you didn't come there, it weren't really looking great for you, do you know what I'm saying? Like, you had to get the invite there at that time. And like, not to say like, if I didn't invite you, it weren't a thing, but it was like, it was that thing. Like, you had, like, when you got to go to the basement, that was when kind of, I think you got to the next stage of your career.
Yeah, it was like the recognised platform of, oh, you're of this standard, that's why you're here.
Yeah, because everyone was there. Everyone who was someone was there, innit, chilling. Like, your tunes would get heard. If, like, you come there, everyone's sitting there. Will's there, I'm there, Esco's there, Kane's there. You know, Dizzy might even be there. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it was that place where, you know, you might get that feature that you've been looking for, you know what I'm saying? Like, or you might get that instrumental, you know what I'm saying? Skepta was in there, Jamie was in there, Meridian Dan was in there, everyone was down there. You know what I'm saying?
So how did this move forward to Boy Better Know, and when did that relationship form and become its own hub?
Well, it was a little, like, took a few years before, like, everybody went in to do their set, because Nasty Crew kind of deteriorated and when everyone went into individual ways. And when that happened, I had a lot more time on my hands, so I started to write lyrics and then put lyrics on my tunes. And then out of nowhere, I made Merkle Man. It just came. And then that was it. It was just boom, like this big, massive record. It was going crazy. And then I remember Jamie and Skep was around as well at that time, and we were just running around from club to club, just doing Merkle Man, and then they will come spit bars as well. Do you get what I'm saying? Play instrumentals, and we'll just murk. And we was doing that for about 3-4 years, and then Jamie and Skep were doing their thing, and then I was touring with Dizzy, and then them not made Too Many Man, and then like that was just the start of that happening, and then after me touring with Dizzy for about a year or two, actually it was like 2 years, I said I wanted to drop my album, and he was like, yo, like I'm not really trying to hold back that album or what you're doing, so if you need to go and do that. And then I released my album with Big Dada. And then Skep was just like, yo, like you dropped that album, you might as well just come home, do you get me? And then after that, it was just Boy Better Know from there.
From there on, it's so mad you talking about all those things, and like Merkle Man, I remember having that on my MP3 player and feeling like the guy in the ends because I got this track on my MP3 player. It's just so crazy. You guys picked up the Innovation Award recently, right?
Yeah.
Did you have the vision to see that's where it's going, or?
Yeah, like, it's funny, man, because when I think about being in the basement now, that was like 15 years ago, sitting in front of my computer, I knew all of this was going to happen. But then sometimes when you say that, people think like, how did you know? But it's not like I thought it out. Like, I just felt, I knew this was going to happen. I didn't know everything that was going to happen and even how big it's got now, but I knew it was like one of the greatest on the planet to do this. I've watched it with my own eyes. I watched people prevail themselves from nothing. I've seen people now, like with holes in their trainers, prevail from that to become the biggest artists not in the UK, in the world, and, you know, have a lot of money and look after their family and be successful. And I've seen that with my own eyes, watched it time after time after time. And again, on top of it, those people have been told they will never ever be nothing, they'll never become nothing, they can't do nothing, they've been suppressed, and, you know, that they come from that whole background and angle, do you know what I'm saying? It's not a colour thing, it's more of a class thing, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to see that music, that's why I said grime music is the freedom for all youth culture. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I've watched it free people, you know? Give them a new life, new path.
And I think grime inspires something in everyone. Like, I've even got a bar. I've had an 8-bar from when I was a child. You know, I've had...
We all got 8-bar. I know
Exactly.
even Amika's got 8-bar. It's just one of them things, isn't it? Everyone's got an 8-bar. Even if they ain't told themselves they've got it, they've got it.
They've got it in them. And it just inspires something. It's crazy. You know what? Are we getting the Boy Better Know album? Or tell me, when's the date? I know it's coming.
It's like... That question is just like, it's coming. You know, it's coming. It's like we're in the studio making music. That's the most I can say about the BBK album, because, you know, we're not an album. Do you know what I mean? We're not a capsule of music. You know what I mean? So we don't want to make an album. So it's like, oh, so that's the album. Do you know what I mean? Even if we make music and we put it out, I'm most really not going to call it an album. Everyone's going to say it's an album.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? But we're just going to make some music, put it out there.
What you've been
enjoy
doing.
it. What we've been doing,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, literally.
No, it makes sense. It makes sense. You know what? Let's talk about Lord of the Mics, yeah? Because so many legendary moments have come from Lord of the Mics. And as you say, you're a walking meme at the moment because of certain conversations and whatnot.
Yeah.
When you first started that, what was the emotion behind you creating that platform?
Again, like in the basement every day, you know, at radio every day, like clashes were happening every day. Because it was the culture.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people ain't trying to create. Like, now people are trying to create culture. Oh, you know, let's get those kids and then take them to this room and put them in front of that logo and film them, and it's a clash.
Yeah.
For the culture. No, that's not for the culture. That's you trying to recreate the culture. At that present time it was happening, man was just running up on man on a set. Get me? I saw your nan in Geneva's. I saw your nan whining with about 6 man. You get what I'm saying? And then a man will be like, "No, I didn't like the way my man got me." You know, next week on radio, I'm coming back with a lyric. Then next week he'll just come back. You get me?
Yeah.
I saw your aunt. Whatever he's gonna say. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's where it came from. Do you know what I mean?
That's the culture.
Like, that's the culture. Like, it wasn't thought out. It wasn't things. So, like, when Lord of the Mics came about, I just had this camera that always had on me. I just had this camera that I always used to whip out and film. So I had loads of different footage. A lot of the footage that you might see on Lords of the Decks over the years was just like from me having a handheld camera, and why you'd have so much personal, close footage, especially footage with Wiley. Certain artists that you don't really get that type of one-to-one with. Exactly. Like, I would have it because we'd be so comfortable as brethrens, and I've got my camera. It's like, it's different when someone's in the room and you don't know them and they pull out a camera. Yeah. Because it's like it's a fed.
Like, what's going on?
What are they going to do? Where's that footage? You get, like, watch what I got to say, because if you say something mad, they might have the footage. Like, you're thinking of a million things. So that version of Wiley that you're going to get on that other person's camera is not the same version of Wiley that you're going to get on my camera or of Skepta or anyone. Do you know what I'm saying? Because the comfortability factor is totally different. And when I was making Lord of the Mics, I was just in the basement, and I had a cussing match with my brethren, and I said, yo, film this. Grab my camera, film this. And I was having a cussing match, and was like, whatever, man. You man got one car, you got 10 MCs in the crew, you got one car. Like, whatever, bruv, man. Look at your hat, like, swag snapback. And then we was filming, and then after I watched it back, and I was like, this is the formula. Like, we're meant to be clashing here. I don't know how that happened in my brain. It doesn't make sense even now.
Yeah. Something triggered.
It just happened. In my brain, I just said, I need to have a clash in my basement, and it needs to be the top boys.
Yeah.
And not even the top boys at the time. It needs to be someone prolific, and the only person it could have been to set the wave was Wiley. But obviously, Kano had just come into the situation at the time, so it's like, what could I do to prevail Kano, because he's one of the greatest of all time? It would only be put him up against the Godfather, because everybody knows the Godfather's lyrical skill, and that would kind of pole vault him into the same, platform as Wiley.
Yeah, same league sort of.
Yeah, same league. And why I never forget Wiley called me. Like, it's weird because as that happened, and I was like to Kano the day before. It might have even been the same day. I said to Kano, yo, what are you saying? What, you reckon, would you clash Wiley? And he's like, yeah.
That's so
yeah,
mad.
I would. I never forget, it was me. I was in my mum's front with me, Skepta, Kano, a couple other men from the ends. And then, like, I was like, all right, cool, say that, and I'm going to catch Wiley on the rebound and see what he's saying, innit? And then just like about 6 hours later in the day, Wiley calls me. He's like, yo, where are you? I'm like, yeah, I'm at my mum's. He's like, yeah, listen, I'm at the airport, I just got off the plane, I just come back from America, they know about us, I'm coming to your house now, I need to show you some mixtapes, I bucked Jim Jones, he was just he's bucked Damon Dash, I think, he was just excited, like he wanted to tell man that they know, like, you get me, they know there's UK artists out there, like, do their thing from the street, you get what I'm saying? So he's come back to my yard on a hype thing, and then he's walked in, and I've just whipped out the camera.
Whoa.
And I just said, yo, what you saying? Kane wants to clash you. What you saying?
You stuck it on him.
Yeah. And knowing Wiley, he ain't gonna have that. Do you know what I mean? I knew him at the time, innit? So I knew when it's on camera, he ain't gonna turn it down. So don't even bother asking him off camera. Even though he most really wouldn't have took. He would have took he would have took it on. Yeah. Because he was always about. He's not gonna let Kane come here and offer him out and then not do nothing about it. So, but I had the camera in his face, and then he was like, all right, cool, let me get something from the car. And you know when Wiley says, let me get something from the car, he ain't coming back. You know what I'm saying? And then he went to the car and he came back.
Whoa.
With like CDs and a book and a bag, like, and a pen, like with a pad. And then I thought, oh my days, he's actually going to clash him.
This and then he was like, happen.
He's asked me, I think he forgot something else in his car, and he said, grab this thing from the car for me. So I went back out to the car, came back inside, and then I was like, yo, what, man, want to go downstairs, yeah? But then we just walked into the basement, started playing beats, and that was it. Bang, press play. Now it's the history there. It wasn't even, and it was love as well. There was no, like, and this is what people always think about clashing, man, like, and this is what they get misunderstood. Like, people think it's always got to be beef and real beef.
And aggressive. And nah, man,
it's just you. Like, the real best clashes, if you look at them, the guys respect each other. They're actually clashing each other to better each other. It's like playing someone at a game of FIFA. You don't want to play the person that's rubbish at FIFA. You ain't going to get better at FIFA.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm saying? So, like, in the clashing, in clashing sense, it's like you want to clash the guy that's going to make you say the best lyric. If you're clashing someone that's got rubbish flow, how am I going to make it good? How am I going to remix him? He's rubbish.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So in those days, it was like the MC respected the MC and they went about, even though they would get tense and that, and they'll be saying stuff to each other, but they know
there's a level of respect
there.
there.
There's a level there. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what happened within like the Wiley and Kano clash and the Skepta and Devilman.
Because they say some serious stuff as well.
Yeah,
but they understand what this is doing, right?
100%. I think like obviously there are some clashes that people genuinely don't hate each other's guts. Do you know what I'm saying? And I tend to not really like to do those clashes because I think if you're gonna clash, you shouldn't really want to hate that person that much. Because when you're clashing, it's like to benefit you. You know, like you're both going to clash, you're going to show your lyrical skills and you're going to push each other to the next stage and you're going to make songs and you're going to go and do stage shows and you're going to be like, you know, exactly perfect example, Bugsy Malone and Chip thing. Like a lot of people didn't know who Bugsy Malone was before. You know, decided to shoot that video with Chip and stuff like that. Do you know what I'm saying? And look, it's pole vaulted his career to an amazing place.
Why didn't that clash happen?
Well, you know what? A lot of artists, you know, and it's not Chip either directly, but I'm just saying, at the time, you know, Lord of the Mics is Lord of the Mics, it's a brand, and obviously other artists have their own name, which is a brand, and sometimes it's like on the back end, if you know something so big, how are we going to sort the business on this one? Do you know what I'm saying? So it was more of a like, how are we going to sort the business thing, and then on top of it, it was like, Bugsy didn't really know Chip.
Yeah.
He knew me, he'd be coming down to see me at my studio and then I'll be talking to him, and then when he told me he was going to diss Chip, I told Chip, and, you know, I said, look, I'm going to tell you because obviously I'm not going to, you know, and I told Bugsy Malone, I'm going to have to tell him that you've told me this, you know what I'm saying? And then the dialogue started going back and forth like that. But they only met at the gig Christmas party.
Oh, really? That was the first time.
The first ever time that picture got taken. They've never ever seen or laid eyes on each other. Imagine a man's battled a man and changed his whole life, his family's life, everything, and he's never graced eyes on him. And that's the power of music. You know, that's the power of clashing. Yeah. And that's what people don't understand. And that's what's so great about it. And I said it again, it's the reason why the interview that I done the other day that's gone viral, why it's gone so viral, because people forget that it's not just music. This is entertainment. This is entertainment business. Yeah. People are here to be entertained. Do you know what I'm saying? Not every day people just want to hear a straightforward black and white conversation. Like sometimes people want a little bit of spice. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you got to give it to them when it's needed. Yeah,
it's true. As we're saying, you know what? I definitely need to talk to you about the new tape though. Why did it take so long for Are You Done Volume 5 to come?
Because I was out and I said to you, I've been mixing cement for years. You know what I'm saying? My arms, they might not look like I've been mixing cement, but it's psychological cement, you know what I'm saying? And psychological bricks that have been laid down for people to come and then, you know, do this craft. Do you know what I'm saying? So I ain't been able to really make as much albums as I wanted to make and do fizz what I want, because I've got like 15 man in my yard at once or in my studio recording. I've got to record them all. Wow. I mix their tunes and help them with that. The youngers, I help them with that. Do you know what I'm saying? I'll be doing Lord of the Mics projects. I'll be driving up and down the country. Furthermore, even with Lord of the Mics, I always find the 2 new free MCs that I help. Yeah. I took Socks on. I run him up and down for a year, you know, invested in that whole project, got him nominated for a MOBA and all that, you know. And I've done that with many other artists, you know what I'm saying? And even if you look at artists like JK, he came on Lord of the Mics and then we ran around and, you know, it's those guys are like my brothers, you know what I'm saying? All these people that come, I love them as much as I love my thing. So I want to help them, do you know what I'm saying? And sometimes I want to help other people so much that I don't help myself. Yeah, I hear that. You get what I'm saying? So now with this project, I've just kind of took like ease back. I still see man and man will check me, but I'm not over trying to do everything for everyone else. I'm trying to do what I'm doing for me, but obviously I'm still there for everyone. Do you know what I'm saying? Man could check me, but right now it's jammer time, isn't it? Yeah, no, I hear you for sure. And we actually really, really like the tape. I've had one track on repeat and repeat. I think as soon as it dropped, I was playing it on radio on the Saturday. Flows like Despa. It just feels so, it takes me back, but it's so 2018 too. How did you create that? You know what? I just went into where I was living, well, my brethren phoned me, he's like, yo, do you live around da-da-da? And I was like, yeah. He's like, fam, I go to studio at the top of your road, I think. I said, what? He said, yeah. I said, all right, cool. I said, where? Give me the postcode, I'm coming there. I went there. And I'm chilling, I'm with Despa or whatever, and we're just talking and whatever. And the youth that he's with, he's like, yeah, he was recording, innit? But he was like, yeah, I produce as well. So I was like, oh, well, let's just make a beat, innit? He was like, I got some sick kits. And then he just pulled up the sounds. And then as soon as I just heard it, I just boom. That was it. I just built the loop and then put the stab on. And then I was like to Big Zico, who I'd made it with, I was like, yes. He started adding some little things. And it was just mad. And then I just jumped straight in the booth and just spit those bars straight off the dome. Like, I didn't write nothing down. I don't write anything. I don't think about making beats no more. I just channel straight from the source, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's why this CD's so great, because a lot of the artists are thinking what they need to make. Should I make a grime tune? Is it grime still banging in? Or should I make an Afrobeats tune because Afrobeats is popping right now? Or should I make a trap rhythm? Or should I make a drill rhythm? Like, I'm just concentrating on what I do best in it. Like, I make the best grime music. Like, nobody, I don't think anybody can make grime better than I can make grime. Do you know what I'm saying? There's like debatable, people might say Wiley, do you know what I'm saying? And there's other people, like, there's people that come after, you know, they're going to come up in the conversation, but I'm talking about people that was creating it before everyone was creating it. Do you know what I'm saying? And you wouldn't talk about grime and people wouldn't say this. Like, on my CD, there is no other disc. There's no other feature. There's no out there, you know what I'm saying? It's 100% London, you know, UK based music, you know what I'm saying? Just like you would hear a drum and bass or a jungle CD, or you'd hear a funky house CD. It's like, it's straight us.
Pure. It's pure. Yeah, 100%. Even with the features that you have on there, there's a few features, but it's not like you've gone far to find them.
No, I don't. Like, I know a lot of MCs, a lot of rappers. I know a lot of musicians that I could really be like trying to make tunes with. Do you know what I'm saying? But I don't think, like, I think the more you do that is the less that you are powerful. Like, anyone that I'm making tunes with, it's just because they're my brethren, isn't it? Like, and not to say these other MCs that are bigger than the other MCs that I'm working with ain't my brethren, because they are, but I'm saying day to day I hang around with people.
These people,
and I'm with them, and they might just be in the studio and they write a verse to the song that I'm working on. I didn't phone them up. Be like,
again,
come.
Organic. You're just chilling with the man, and that's what's happening.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how that CD got made. Like, literally, I was going to Visions. I'll go there, I'd rave till like 4 a.m. As soon as I get outside, I'll see like 15 people I know. I'll be like, yo, what you saying, studio, yeah? Everyone jumps in the cars, goes to the studio. We done that for like a year and a half.
Mad.
And I would go back to the studio, like, in my same element, everything that I absorbed from the club, all the vibes, all the people in the studio, man, them, girls, everything, drink vibe, and vocal. Yeah. Like, if you solo a lot of those vocals on them tunes, you will hear a rave in the background.
Yeah.
It's going off, do you know what I'm saying? And I think that made me realise, because I noticed that when I went to America, like, it wasn't a studio session.
It wasn't set up, it wasn't
rave.
organised, yeah.
It was going off. So I kind of like, I liked that element of you know, it made it not feel so tired, like, I don't know, it just made it feel so, yeah. So I kept doing that, and I made some great music, and within doing that as well, I made a lot of music for my album, which is forthcoming. So, and then since then, I've just been making music like that, everybody just link up and make music, and just like, I even wake up in the music. I got a studio in my house. I just wake up and go in there and just record. I'm just a blank canvas, which is like ready to just put out right now. Do you know
it feels like you're proper in work mode. When are we getting the album? What's the date?
We are getting the album this year.
This year, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, that's fair enough. That is fair enough. So Are You Done Volume 5's out now. What else have you got coming this year? What's the plan? What's the vision?
I'm working on a project called Big Mic Man, which is another battle platform. And obviously I got little records on my computer that I want to drop just individually off my mixtape and just keep things going. I've obviously shot a lot of videos of Are You Done 5, which are going to keep coming as well. And I'm still working on my album, which I've got like 3 or 4 tracks to finish that up. And then we'll be going into album mode.
Album mode. Yeah. No date this year.
Yeah, this year.
All right, thank you so much for coming in, man. It's been great. Make sure all the new music comes my way, because I definitely...
Do YouTube pay for views though, blood?
You gotta let them know, innit?
Yeah, cuz, trust me, you gotta let them know.
Cheers, man, in a bit.
Bless up.